Man, we're actually getting backstory and lore on Brian Moser? I mean, my god, they are just gonna rip our hearts out.
You idiot!
Yup, and he ripped a couple hearts out himself. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for Dexter Original Sin. Guys, this is my review for the Season 1 finale of Dexter Original Sin. We've already made it to the end. My god, man, these 10 weeks, I feel like they've gone by so quickly. It honestly does not feel like this is the end of the season, but it is. We are here at the end of Season 1, and my god, man, I am so happy with how this went. I am seriously so satisfied with this first season. I am so happy with everything that we got in this finale. They wrapped it up in a really great way. And, well, I would say they set up for a second season. So I hope that in the future we will get a renewal for a second season, because I would say this definitely needs a second season of this show. So we're going to get into it. Code Blues, this one's called. And we're going to talk about it and give our thoughts. So the episode opens with the first 10 minutes or so, roughly. We actually get Brian's perspective on getting taken away from Dexter when they were little. And you see everything. You see him in a psych ward. You see him like in all these, things. And basically, we get Brian's perspective on what his life was like, being treated in a horrible manner. He went with a foster family who treated him in a horrible way, locking him in closets and stuff. And you just see like the pain that he goes through. And even talking to a therapist in this one who he murders in cold blood, which I thought was insane. And when you see that, you kind of realize you're like, okay, this is still Brian Moser. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could get an angle on his character. You could kind of semi-feel bad for him, getting taken away from Dexter and stuff. But as soon as you see him do that kill, it's like, okay, you got to remember that Brian is Brian. You know what I'm saying? Like, Brian is Brian, and that's never going to change. But anyway, we get Spencer on this one. He's on the run. You have Dexter that, of course, is going after him. And meanwhile, you've got Bobby in the hospital that's kind of being cared for and stuff. He pulls through this episode, which I was glad about. But you have Deb that stays back with him and stuff. Meanwhile, you've got Harry that finds out that there's a killer on the loose, and he's got to go. But meanwhile, you've got Dexter that chases after Spencer on this huge yacht, which is the location where Spencer is keeping his son held captive. And we actually reveal that this episode is that it's on a big yacht and stuff like that. So Dexter tracks him down. They fight, and I thought it was pretty insane because Spencer is willing to let his son drown in this frickin' underground portion or whatever, only so Dexter can kind of live with what he's doing. So Dexter has a choice to make. He either goes after Spencer and lets the kid die, or he lets Spencer get away and saves the kid. And Dexter ultimately saves the kid, which I thought was cool. I actually admittedly thought the kid was going to die at the last minute, but Dexter saves his life. They find the kid safe and sound. Everything, goes well there. But now you've got Spencer, of course, that he has to take out. Now, Spencer goes back to his wife, and he basically kind of just acts like an absolute maniac. I mean, he's literally about to kill her. And you have Dexter that gets him in time, takes him out, and you got Spencer that basically is on, this boat that Dexter has, right? And basically Dexter takes out Spencer. So Spencer is down. Spencer does die, and I thought it was a seriously satisfying moment as Dexter dumps his body in the water, and that's the beginning of all that stuff. I thought that was fantastic. I actually kind of got chills at that moment because I was like, okay, this is when Dexter starts doing all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's really cool how they're lining things up. Now, we've also got in this one Brian versus Harry. Now, obviously, Harry kind of catches on that Brian's in the area, and he confronts him on this rooftop of Miami Metro. And when you get these two that stand off, now admittedly I thought for a split second there that the writers were going to have a moment where Brian kills Harry, because you guys know I have that theory is that Brian is the one that killed Harry and Harry never committed suicide. I still hang on to that theory, I really do. But I do believe that's going to happen, but at least for now, we have these two that confront on this rooftop, and you have them that kind of, have a standoff and stuff, and Brian basically kind of looks at Harry and he's just like, yo, like, you know, like, what the hell, like, you did all this, you caused everything, you're why everything's such a mess, you know. And I thought it was a really cool sequence, and you basically have him, he knocks Harry out, and he lets him live for now. But I thought it was a really cool standoff, and I like that they acknowledge all the horrible things that Harry has done, because it's true, Harry has done some horrible, heinous human being acts, and there's no justifying anything he's done. He's made an absolute mess of these kids, and now obviously he's, you know, gonna pay, but he didn't die, so, you know, that's pretty interesting. But you got Dexter that goes back, talks with Harry, and you kind of get a semi-happy, you know, ending to the season. You know, you got a very happy way to end things. You got Bobby, he pulls through. You got Dexter, he's, you know, dumping bodies off now for the first time, and everything kind of ends, you know, relatively well. You know, they're all kind of at this party, they're all kind of dancing and stuff, and at the end you have Deb that actually is going to be part of Miami Metro. She's going to be taking, you know, a course for it and stuff, and she's going to be kind of working her way up. So obviously we know that that falls through. Deb obviously does end up in that, you know, powerful position, so we're going to see probably in a season 2, hopefully, how that all kind of goes for her. So it's pretty interesting. But at the end of the episode, you got Harry and you got Dexter and you got you know, Deb that are at this party. They're kind of dancing, everything seems kind of happy. Meanwhile, you've got Brian Moser that's watching them on the outside, and he's kind of like just standing there and stuff. So it's like, okay, you know, that's a season 2 right there if I've ever seen one set up. I mean, you know, here's the thing about this finale. I really got to say, it's not even really the most eventful episode. Like, they kill Spencer, they resolve the Brian and Harry stuff temporarily at least, and they put everything in a bow, you know, nice happy ending, and that's basically that. It's not even the most insane finale in the world, but to me, it was perfectly done. It didn't need to be insane, because the last few were the climactic ones, you know, like 8, 9 especially. Those were the crazy ones. This episode, by all means, I didn't think it was all that insane, but I loved it for what it was, and I thought they concluded the season in a great way and set up for what I believe is going to be a banger second season that they need to renew. I mean, seriously, they gotta renew this show for a second season. There's just too much to see. I'd say if you want to wrap it up after 2 to 3 seasons, go ahead. It's a backstory series. I would actually recommend you do so. But at least a second season you need to do. You know what I'm saying? You at least need to do a second season. So we'll see what they do. We'll see what they come up with. But at least for now, that is it for Dexter Original Sin. I'm going to give this finale a perfect 10 out of 10. I loved it so very much. And now, let's see if we get a season 2 of this show. Let's see if we can make it happen, fans, because obviously Dexter is one of those shows, and I realize this, they listen to their fans a lot. So hopefully this will be that type of scenario. Hopefully they listen to the fans and give us a second season. That's the hope right now. So post comments, post your opinions, and if you're new to the channel, guys, and you enjoy videos like this, be sure to click subscribe and you don't miss any of the videos for Dexter. So make sure to follow me on Dan's Views Official on Instagram, guys, and of course, I'll see you guys really soon for videos for Dexter. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies hit a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.